A retiring grandmother from a small Canadian town is closing her doors for good after 40 years of craft. That is the pitch hitting everyone's feed right now. It is a story designed to stop your thumb mid-scroll. You see these clean, premium leather bags and you read about Linda. She just wants to spend time with her grandkids. It feels personal. It feels urgent. It makes you want to reach for your wallet before the last piece is gone. But when you start pulling on the loose threads of this narrative, the whole thing begins to unravel in a very specific way. I spent my afternoon digging into the reality behind this brand because something about that perfect retirement story felt a little too manufactured. The website is truly gorgeous. The aesthetic is top tier. They claim a history stretching back to the late 80s. If you buy into the story, you think you are supporting a lifelong expert. Some people actually love what they get. They receive their orders fast. They even go back for second helping. That part is real. But then you look at the other side of the coin. Customers are reporting that their Canadian goods are actually shipping directly from warehouses in Asia. That is a massive red flag when the entire brand identity is built on local heritage. Then there is the question of the material itself. One buyer asked a very simple, very fair question. They wanted to know what kind of animal the leather came from. The company gave a total non-answer. They just said it is leather. That is it. No specifics. No transparency. In the world of high-end goods, if a brand cannot tell you if you are buying cowhide or sheepskin, you have a problem. One reviewer even claimed the item they received was actually expensive-looking vinyl. This is where the marketing magic meets the harsh light of reality. This retiring artisan trope is actually a very clever, very common structure. It is used by drop shipping operations to justify charging premium prices for mass-produced items. They create a heartfelt backstory to bypass your natural skepticism. They use the final inventory angle to create a sense of artificial scarcity. A beautiful story is not the same thing as a verified supply chain. I have seen these games played before. You are not just buying a bag. You are buying the idea of Linda. But if the shop is just a digital storefront for a factory halfway across the world, the value proposition changes completely. There are plenty of established brands out there. They offer clear sourcing. They tell you exactly what you are paying for. This particular brand has too many open questions for me to feel comfortable. I went down this rabbit hole so you could see the patterns for yourself. When the story is too perfect, someone is usually trying to sell you the story instead of the product. It pays to be a little cynical when a brand pulls on your heartstrings to open your wallet. Trust the craftsmanship you can verify, not the grandmother you have never met. Always check the shipping origin. Always ask for the specific material grade. If the answers are vague, your money should stay in your pocket. This is about the honesty of the craft. We deserve to know where our things come from. We deserve better than a scripted retirement sale that never actually ends. Keep your eyes open for the next big story because it is probably already being written by a marketing team right now.